Today I am here with Michelle, who I know very well, but our clients do not know you, Michelle. So if you want to take just a second and introduce yourself and what you do and why we're talking today.
Sure. My name is Michelle Power, and I am the CEO and founder of Pawsitively for Pink. And we are a nonprofit organization based out of Massachusetts that financially assists low-income women diagnosed with breast cancer. And what makes us a little more distinguishable from other organizations is that we will help a woman regardless of whether she chooses traditional or holistic treatment. And we will also help them up to 6 months out of treatment.
Awesome. That's incredible. And so what is it that made you want to do this initiative with Sanara Wellness?
That's easy. After 8 years of working with this particular population, the breast cancer population, it occurred to me that there was a gap for these women. So they had traditional treatment, they had surgery, they had chemo, they had radiation, they had pills, they had all these things. And when it came to food and nutrition, they were basically given a sheet of paper and said, don't eat this or eat that, without any understanding of how those foods may impact inflammation in their body, rest, energy, weight loss, weight gain, brain fog, all of those things. And so I thought, let me research that. And I didn't really find any initiative out there that would help these women with those particular problems. So lo and behold, there was Sanara Health. And I just, I really find that you guys are compassionate. I love the integrative approach that you have. It very much aligns with Pawsitively for Pink and our holistic mission. So
I think something that is so powerful is that we have two things that kind of connect us. One, our desire to support women, and two, our desire to empower them. And I think that's what's made this kind of relationship so incredible, is that we really want the best for all women. We want to educate them. And I feel like the women's health industry and breast cancer can be very complicated. It can be hard to navigate. It can be hard to understand. And so what we try to do is just simplify it by saying, listen, after all of our research, after all of our coaching, after everything that we've done to understand the food and body, the amount of inflammation in the body directly impacts symptoms. It directly impacts the body's ability to heal itself. If you can get that simple concept, you'll understand what we do in a nutshell, which is we want to lower inflammation, allow the body to do its job, watch how symptoms decrease, and the body heals much faster. That is the principle of the food programs that we put in place for these type of cases. So we've had clients have gone through very similar type programs and have seen, their doctors say, oh my gosh, your healing is so much faster. And these are women who have been diagnosed with breast cancer and relapse. So they know what to expect. So when we're looking at building this program, it really is about simplicity, helping women understand how food can help or hurt them, and really taking a look at the toxicity in our food and what those things do. And if you look at something so simple as additives, preservatives, and chemicals as simple obstacles that you put into your mouth that go into your body and stop your body from doing what it does naturally. So we just want to educate women on all of that so that they have the best chance to be the strongest version of themselves going through this, and then long-term look at preventative, right? So that's where we bring all the integrative in, and we just want to partner with them and show them a different way.
No, the one thing I just love about this program is that it talks about, educates, and helps the whole person, not just the diagnosis. This program could be for anyone. I mean, I could use it myself. In fact, I believe that, having inflammatory symptoms, I've dealt with that in my life, and then eating a certain way has certainly changed that. And so I understand the power of what your particular organization is doing. And I believe it's going to contribute so much to the well-being of the women that we work with, we don't just like to help them financially. We also like to help them physically, mentally, spiritually. And I think the partnership really allows for that to happen.
If food and mindset are directly linked, as soon as you understand how food has power or it can set you back, the mind shift changes. You're going to gravitate to things that you know are going to support and heal your body. So we focus a lot on mindset and the relationship with food and education overall. We've done other programs, like we have a menopause program, same thing. Lower inflammation, menopause symptoms go away. It's incredible to watch the connection between the amount of inflammation that comes from our food. If you think about inflammation in general, you can get it from the environment. You can get it from wear and tear on the body daily. You can get it from compounded stress. The one place that you really can impact it almost 90% is going to be with your diet. And so we really just want people to understand there is inflammatory things that you can't control, like the environment. But there's so many things, and we'll talk to you about stress and food and all of the things that we can control and really just set people up for the best outcome for what they're going through.
Well, just to dovetail on what you're saying, I mean, yeah, it's the additives, it's the food, but it's also the medication and the treatment that these women are going through. I mean, that's very inflammatory to their body. Just think of, that the chemo is going in and taking and wreaking havoc, on their immune system. And so I think anytime we can help provide education around foods that are going to increase their energy, increase their immune system, what a gift. I mean, I think this program is going to be a gift to the women that we work with. I really do. Not just the women we work with. Like I said, I think it's a good program for any of us, to be honest.
I think food education is so important. It's one of those pieces that, you go to a doctor and I've heard this from several women. They go to a doctor and the doctor is there to solve and get them out of crisis. That's what doctors do. I had a client who asked the doctor, what do I do about nutrition? And the doctor said, Google it. There's lots of stuff out there. And I think that's part of the problem is there's so much out there, but what do you do? And here's a great example I want to kind of share with you, because as I've been going through courses and studying breast cancer nutrition, they've come a long way with really pushing whole foods and really information. But I saw something in a recent study that actually came from a pretty significant breast cancer foundation that talked about muscle wasting and what you do when you get to a place that you just can't eat and that you really need to get as many calories in as possible and fat to support your body. And one of the things they said was have a piece of pie with a double scoop of ice cream on it. And they're talking about getting fat into the body and calories into the body, right? Because they're trying to push calories. However, they're also pushing inflammatory components, additives, preservatives, chemicals, saturated fats, all the things that actually slow down the healing process. So one thing that we would do is we would say, hey, why don't you do something so simple as make a dark chocolate bar filled with nuts, covered in a nut butter, put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil into that bar, because you're going to get anti-inflammatory components. You're going to get lots of healthy fat in there, heavy amounts of calories that are actually going to fuel your body and not be wasted. So that's just a small example of how we take something and say, okay, yes, we want to serve the body, but we want to do it in the most accurate way possible so that you get the results that you're looking for and that you're healing, you're partnering with your body on that.
100%. Oh yeah. And I mean, I think if you took 2 people and you said, okay, we're doing a little challenge here, and you gave them the blueberry pie and the vanilla ice cream, and then you took someone over here, gave them the bark, and have some dark chocolate, have this, have that, have a scoop of peanut butter over here, and then you ask those 2 to how do you feel in your body? I think this person over here with the dark chocolate and the bark is going to feel way better than the person over here with the blueberry pie. Just saying.
Just as you had said, we're talking about energy. We're talking about repair. We're talking about fuel for the body. The amount of inflammation that comes with breast cancer and breast cancer treatment, you want all of your focus on that particular area of your body. You do not want it worrying about joint pain that you have in your knee. You don't want it worrying about a shoulder issue. You don't want to worry about migraines. you want to get that inflammation as low as possible so that it doesn't have anywhere else to go and put its energy, but accept into that specific place that your body needs it most. So that's what this program will help them do. And it just is filled with so much support and care and information that we really feel like is in that gap that you mentioned. So we're here for it. We are so excited to do this with you and the initiative that we both came up with together in this partnership. And we are just so excited to have clients in and just listen, support, and care.
Oh, listen, we're thrilled to be partnered with you. We really are. I mean, honestly, I don't know of another organization that does this, and I think it's going to be a special program for the women that work with us and work with you. It's going to be amazing. I think they're going to get a lot from it. I think we're going to get a lot of positive feedback, and yeah, I think it's going to be phenomenal. I really do.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for spending a little more time with me today, and I will see you on our next call.
Perfect. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.